Hello, everyone, and welcome to Baka-Talk. My name is Sir Boom. I'm with Wheeze.
I'm sick.
Sick. I'm with Pyrolis.
Of being alive.
He probably is dead. And I'm with Ramen Cat.
So we brought Pyrolis back from the dead after the horrible tragedy that happened to him.
Yeah,
and
mainly
now he's
his
back.
divorce.
Yeah.
We,
You should have been here last
he
week.
might be AI now.
Is
He
he?
does blink an unnatural amount.
Blink twice if you're not a robot. That was one blink.
Was it though?
And he's like one of those robots, like a Furby. If you guys ever seen one of those,
I grew up with Furbies, unfortunately.
They're terrifying.
yeah, where
Those
like
things
one of
should
their
not
eyelids
exist.
gets
Yeah,
stuck.
that should not have existed.
It's like the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
terrifying.
And they somehow started the Black Friday sales.
Yeah,
Huh, that's interesting. So, this week's episode, we got lots and lots of stuff to talk about.
You won't believe what we have to talk about.
Probably not, because we're actually talking about anime for once.
Wow.
Which is weird for this show, it seems like more and more nowadays. But
Wow.
yeah, so we're talking about the shows that we watched this week, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Frieren. I'm talking about Shy. Wheeze is talking about Dead Mount Death Play, which is interesting.
Dead Mount Death Play.
I actually caught up on some of that.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through the second part.
I'm one episode behind. It had a new episode like 2 days ago.
Cool.
It is freaking good. It gets crazy. There's like actual threats because the main character is like the corpse god, and it has like stupid magic powers in the real world. So no one really can do anything about him because he can just be like, I summon my skeleton thing and it's just going to impale you. But now there are people from his world and from other worlds, and you don't really know what's going on, and it's kind of cool.
Watch him trying to be the
Sick.
weak nerd that everyone just picked up, like picked on and beat up in high school.
Kinda. It is going through his backstory, and he's
He's a weirdo.
he was kind of a weirdo. He was just like this little kid that got taught how to use powers, and then he became super powerful, and then he got sick of it and got sent to our world on purpose. But then other people followed him, and then he's like, I don't know who this person is, but they have magic powers. And then
Well, to interrupt Weeds,
it's cool.
we're also talking about other things where you have a main topic for once, which hopefully that goes
Cool.
well. That will be a surprise. And then also for Nerd Dump, we are talking about Fallout, and we're talking about how stupid people are on the internet, which isn't a surprise. We're talking about Indiana Jones and apparently Batman games.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Yep.
Jones.
Then we're also talking about how Discord updated and how Pyrolis
It just
is
updated.
making war crime sticks.
Yeah.
That's about it. So let's dive in. So
Woo.
to go back to what you were talking about, Dead Mount Death Play. And
Yeah.
how it's actually getting good. And you're
It's-
saying that like they're doing like a isekai, like what would it be considered, like
So-
a mishmash, a real world and isekai type of thing?
Kind of. There's like a ton of it's basically like a conspiracy like mystery show where there's like this grand conspiracy, but you kind of see it from like part of the person. He's not involved in it, but he's also from the same place. So it's like he knows there's another world and that
Yeah.
he came from it. Other people don't know. Some people are also from the other world and they're part of like this cult or something. There's like this whole like collective, the Sarabamund or something. I don't remember.
Saruman.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's like that's like a cult or something that's from this other world. There's like this symbol that's like really important and is kind of like a thing. And it's kind of wild because it's set up like this mystery supernatural show where there's this major grand conspiracy, but you already know there's another world and that someone has traveled from that world to our world. But it's weird because it's very like grounded because it's like a mystery like detective crime drama.
Yeah, I was watching one of the last episodes I watched was when the girl with the glasses, the one with the crowbar,
Yeah.
she's kind of psychotic.
Yeah.
It's called Vampire.
Yes.
She turns into a vampire.
Yeah, she
And that was
turns
like
into a vampire.
it was wild. It's very much like the same type of vampire like Pyrolist, you'd know this from Helsing.
Okay.
Kind of that type of vampire, like they can like
Yeah.
shift in the bats and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
There is something also wild that happens to another character pretty recently too, where he's just like pulling out some of his ridiculous powers, and it's just like, my person is a vampire and this person has this spoiler thing that's crazy.
Oh, are you
powerful.
talking about the assassin kid?
Yeah.
The one that can like he has like robotic arms and legs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would not be surprised if they do more wild stuff of his character.
They do. And yeah, it's really interesting. None of the all the characters are really like complex, and you don't really know what's going on most of the time, but it's kind of hinting towards a lot of stuff. There's the firebug.
Yeah.
Is like not one person, it's like a collection of people that have been like
I was kind of getting that vibe.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
And then they like burn places and like engrave into the wall this world is a buggy program, which is just kind of it's really freaky because
That is
you
kinda
know
weird.
there are people coming in from other dimensions into this world too. So it's like
Yeah,
there's
and
just
like
some
the
wild
magic
stuff.
is very like digital like.
It's just VR.
Like if
Yeah.
you notice like his summoning magic and stuff, it all feels
Yeah.
very digital. Kind of like the world is like a computer
Yeah.
program.
The
Just a
best
VR
part
game.
of it is
Yeah, it kind of seems that
in the
way.
midst of all of this, there's this dude who is a illusionist, like grand magician that believes there is supernatural stuff in the world, but has never found it.
Yeah.
He's only seen like the tricks, like he does, where he basically painted a building to match the sky so that it would turn invisible, so
Right.
it'd disappear it. He like kidnapped the president or something just for fun and just like put him into a manga cafe and had him like reading manga. And the guy was like, I was here 1 minute and the next minute I was here and having a good time and I have no idea what happened. And this guy has no grand like goals or anything. He doesn't want to take over. He's just like having fun. He's just like freaking just messing with people just for the fun of it.
right.
One should.
And so he's trying to find out if there is real supernatural stuff going on. And he's just in the middle of this and has no idea what's going on and pretends to like know everything. So everybody that meets him is like, this guy's really important. He's really powerful. And he's just like making it up as he goes.
Yeah.
That's another
It's
regular
so
character.
great. Yeah, he's like, he's such a normal person with all these like supernatural people going on, but he's also just like crazy
Yeah.
and does wild stuff.
Yeah, I liked his fight with well this was in the first season, but his fight with Firebug.
Yeah.
Like that was just cool when he's just like pulling all this wild stuff out of
Mhm.
like his hat and stuff like that just to get away from this guy that's literally just trying to kill him with
There's
fire.
so many good conversations because like the chief of police guy, which the police is a whole nother thing that's like corrupt all the way
Yeah.
through and stuff, walks in and he's just like sitting on his like the chief of police chair, and they have a conversation, and halfway through he's just like, I have no idea this is as far as I'd planned. I have no idea what I'm gonna do from now on. And then he's like, yes, I planned everything out. Like it's great. He's such a good character.
It is cool. He's one of my favorite characters. Him and the glasses the girl with glasses assassin.
Yeah. And
She's cool.
one of the coolest things about the show is the main character has this vision where he can see like ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
So he can see how many people are haunting people. So he knows like this person murdered a ton of people and all their ghosts are like still around them. Then this character shows up recently and they walk in. He's been playing as a fortune teller.
Yeah.
And so this one lady walks in to like meet him, and he like freaks out because there is just like, he's like, if you were like a dictator and killed millions of people, you wouldn't have as much people attached to you as this person does.
Whoa.
So he's like really freaked out because this person just walks in and just has like a massive cluster of just like spirits and all kinds of stuff around her.
That's weird.
Actually, I think it's a guy. It
Is
sounds
it?
like a girl, but I think it's a guy. But yeah. So he's like really freaked out about that. And then there's so much tension in that scene because this person also he can tell has like high magic potential.
Right.
So he's like, this person's really dangerous. And they're just sitting there having a conversation. There's just a lot of cool tension where you never know if they're just gonna leave and then the story's gonna go on, or if like the building's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of like insane. You never really know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it definitely gives me like Death Note vibes a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool.
One thing I love about the author is that he makes it feel kind of realistic in the way of what, like, sometimes big things happen, other times it's just like, oh, they talk it out and leave.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of interesting, you never know if it's building up to a fight or if it's just like they're going to talk and leave, or if this is just setting up something else, because it's kind of like all over the place where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that show so far. I need to catch up with it. I'm about, I think, 4 or 5 episodes behind.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like goes in dips. It gets slow for a while as it's building stuff up, and then once it starts revealing things, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. All right, so that was cool. Ramen Cat.
Yo,
So how do you like watching the lewdest anime of the season?
the lewdest.
Yeah, Freren.
That is not the lewdest anime
It is
of
the
the
lewdest.
season.
Did you
I
not see
have-
the most recent episode?
I've seen
Yeah,
the
I
treasure
know, and
chest.
everyone just being like, "Oh, look, feet!" Like a bunch of weirdos.
What? What do you mean feet?
Oh, because that's all I've been seeing people talk about is like the one scene where she's like laying on the bed and looks back.
That's
to
not
talk
the
to
most recent
Fern.
episode, my dude.
What was the most recent one?
Where she blows the kiss towards the priest.
Oh, yeah.
That was the joke.
I'm tired.
I can see that.
Yeah, no, just like the whole thing, like I'm gonna try the most seductive technique my master taught me. Mwah.
Yeah, just
It's just like I'm out of here.
just imagine this little lolly. Well, she's not a lolly, but she's like a little small elf, and she's just like, "I'm gonna be seductive," and just like smooches a kiss towards.
It's just like
somebody.
you
Just
see a
like-
heart fly towards this priest that they're trying to recruit, and it just dies right between them.
They're trying to get him to go with them on the adventure, and they're trying all these different things. And his brother's like, "Well, he's always wanted to adventure with an older woman." And Farron's like, "Well, I'm the oldest of women,"
Aren't you like to travel with a 500-year-old,
and then just smooches a kiss.
1,000-year-old lady?
Just smooches a kiss over to him. He's like, "Yeah, you're not a woman." I would just be like, "Woo, yeah, baby." So we went for.
I did like the episode. I like the priest.
Yeah,
I
the
like how
priest is
he's a
cool.
priest, but only because he was trying to like make his brother happy.
Yeah,
In reality, he like has always wanted to be an adventurer.
I like it how it's not like a lot of adventure or fantasy anime. Like they have these really short arcs for like this type of stuff. Where they like will do like only like partial episodes where it's like recruiting like a new member or something like that.
Yeah.
Where this like Freren is such a slow going and like chill show that they develop like 2 episodes almost to like
Mhm.
getting towards this town and then like developing a relationship with the priest and then like finally getting him to come with them. And
Yeah.
Honestly, it sounds, but it kind of reminds me of Inuyasha from the sounds of it.
Probably.
Less yelling.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Honestly, a lot less action too.
Is there a lot less action?
Yeah. I mean, when they do the action, it's pretty good,
Mm.
but it's not focused on action at all.
Maybe this one will get 300 episodes like Inuyasha did.
maybe the anime's
I
still
hope
going.
so.
The manga's still going, so
It does sadden me that not many animes get the 300 episode special anymore.
Yeah,
It
because you know
Yeah.
what? I would
Yeah.
honestly be into anime more if there were more shows that's like I could follow along
Yeah.
as they're coming out like that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's only a few. Let's see. It's My Hero Academia. I mean, they're nowhere near 300 episodes, but they're getting
No,
up there.
but-
Yeah, they're pretty long.
Like Inuyasha, like, they wouldn't do the season thing. It just like go.
Yeah. Take
You have
ta-
arcs.
They'd have little breaks here and there to
Yeah.
get caught up. Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I've been really enjoying the show. It made me kind of if I had players that would do it, I almost would
I'm
like
down.
to run a D&D game just that
I'm down.
chill and relax.
I'm in it.
I would do it.
I'll do it.
You do it, and you do it.
Yeah,
Wheeze is
I
just
can be
over here
chill.
like I just need brutal, bloody
You
action.
remember the one
current-
time we were in a game and you were a cart merchant?
Yeah,
And I was just like your bum friend that
Yeah,
would just
it-
hang around you.
yeah.
My
As-
current character does literally nothing. In the
Yeah, he
game.
literally does nothing.
like
There was
those-
one time you slingshotted a bear out of a tree. That was like the most
Those are
elaborate.
my-
thing you
Yeah.
did.
I mean, I've ran games where there isn't a lot of action for like 3 or 4 sessions. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we stayed up till like 4 in the morning at my house talking about if we got isekai, you'd be a traveling merchant and I'd be along there with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to just make a merchant D&D like session. Like that's the whole
Be like
thing.
And
Otto
we can use
from
it to test out how
ReZero.
internet D&D could work for us.
True. But yeah, no, I like it. It's such a relaxing show too that it's like you don't notice the 20 something minutes go
Yeah,
by.
it's really good. It's one of those shows that, unfortunately for me, it feels like each episode's 5 minutes long.
Yeah, same.
It's a bummer.
Well, and it's because of how they pace the arcs.
Yeah.
in it.
I will say, Fern is like the best character of them all. Like even over
Obviously.
Farron.
Yeah.
Like I like Fern way more.
When-
I don't know why, but it's just like I like how her character is.
Mhm.
She doesn't like take any crap from anybody, but like she's also like that. It's weird. She's like that mother like figure for the entire show.
Yeah.
After I get caught up on Goblin Slayer, should I watch Jujutsu Kaisen or Farron?
I think you
Oh, that's
should watch.
hard.
Watch Frere.
You
Watch
should watch
Farron.
both.
No, if you have to pick one, watch Farron though.
I
Okay.
think you'd like Frere more.
I want you to watch Farron because I want you to experience Farron,
Okay.
and you could honestly catch up with Jujutsu Kaisen later.
Yeah. Farron is still going on, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Said
it's,
it's like
It's a-
24
I-
episodes.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
it's got 24 episodes, and
pretty
we're
cool.
only in like episode. Like
I love
10?
when they do
13.
that.
13?
I
Yeah, like
hate
the
12
I had-
episodes
Yep.
like cores because when they only do that for the first season,
Well,
they're so short. It
Jujutsu
just
Kaisen has 28 episodes.
doesn't go anywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like, or they get like Hell's Paradise, where it's like it's just starting and then it's just done.
Hell's Paradise and Chainsaw Man, they did the same thing. It's
Yep.
like, oh, this is getting really interesting, and I see why so many people like this. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
That-
come on.
That's what I was talking about. Like, I wish they used to do like how they did back then. Like,
Yeah,
Inuyasha,
just
where
as they have
go.
it done, they just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much how the stories have changed. Obviously, like production schedules changed, but it's mainly like TV spots that
Yeah.
affect
Yeah.
Yeah.
because like nowadays you have so much like bidding for like different TV spots and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
I think
hard to, like-
partially there's so much coming out that's like there's
They're just
more
fighting.
coming out, there's more good things coming out. So
Well,
it's
that's what
hard
I-
to
yeah, that's
it's
what I
hard
was saying.
to stick with one big show because there's not really one.
right.
Well,
big
and
show.
Everything's like bidding for
I,
show.
yeah.
I think too
Yeah.
the reason why old shows could go to is by the time they got here, they already pretty much had done their run.
Yeah.
back
That's
in
true
Japan.
too, yeah.
Yeah, because like you would get them in the olden days, like when Inuyasha and stuff was
2
coming
years
out.
later, type.
That was
thing.
basically all pirated sites and stuff like that. We didn't have streaming really.
Well,
back
no,
then,
like they'd
so-
have
Well, they
them
had,
on
like,
like TV and
yeah,
stuff,
they'd have 'em
but
on
it's like
TV.
they'd be out for about a
They
year,
would
2
be on
years.
TV, but they would be on the channel that just showed anime in America.
Yeah,
Like they weren't like. It's different like now where we have streaming sites that bid for licensing and stuff like that, and they have to have like a rotating roster of stuff. Where Toonami, like they got what they got,
yeah,
and they were happy to have it for as long
Yeah.
as they could run it.
yeah.
So like when they got the licensing rights to Cowboy Bebop or Inuyasha or something like that, or like Bleach or something, like they were just happy to run it.
I think that was one thing that's kind of underutilized is streaming services, because
Like,
Streaming
they could have a
services
bigger
are
presence.
messed up nowadays.
yeah,
Like, the whole bullcrap. I'm still glad that Netflix just drops an entire season instead of sometimes
Sometimes.
they aren't doing it as much anymore. But like the whole crap of like releasing it episode by episode,
yeah.
like how Disney does it and stuff nowadays, it's just so messed up.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I
I
almost prefer that because that's the only reason I even keep coming back. If I have open access to something, I'm probably gonna drop it because I'll be like, I can come back to this whenever.
I think what they should do is
I
they should
guess
have
so, yeah.
certain series where they drop it all at once. Like if it's a mini series, it's basically just a long movie.
Yeah,
You can
drop
just
that.
drop it all at once because like Ahsoka or the like Boba Fett or whatever, and like
Yeah, they could just drop the whole
like
thing.
all of
It's so
those
short.
they didn't end on cliffhangers. It wasn't like you wanted to keep coming back to it. It's just like
Yeah.
this is its little story. Go watch
It's
it.
its own thing.
Yeah.
But like a 12 episode like long series where each episode has something big going on, like if you drop it all, sometimes it dies. The worst thing they did though is with JoJo, where they released a third of the series, waited months, released the second third of the series, and then waited months and
Yeah,
then
that's-
released the last
That's
third.
a screwy setup.
I
Yeah,
don't even
that's-
remember what happened. It was worse than Attack on Titans. Like End of season 4, 1 year special.
I-
8 months later, special.
It is even kind of weird to me with like Jujutsu Kaisen how they're doing season 2. I mean, I get it in one way because the first half was basically a separate story,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's just like, okay, you teased me with this, but this is like you have a ton more for this season waiting over here.
See, that's a little bit different.
Oh,
that's not them purposely like.
Yeah, that was because of production
That's
and all that.
that was
stuff.
actually because of show times. Because right now Crunchyroll is basically simulcasting Jujutsu Kaisen.
Mhm.
As soon as it drops in Japan, it drops in America. I think it's like at like an hour or 2
An hour
away.
later.
Yeah.
So if part 1 airs in Japan and then they stop for a couple months,
It's stopping everywhere.
it stops everywhere. Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was saying. That's the problem with streaming services is they try like it's understandable if it's coming out each week like a TV show like that, but like when you produce say if Netflix released Wednesday, like,
Yeah.
every like weekly episodes, like there's no reason to. They produce the entire season, just release the entire season.
Yeah.
Yeah, either have your contracts or like how you're going to release things planned out and set up one way or the other.
The only reason why they release it weekly is that way they basically give you a meal plan. That way that you keep on watching their service. That's how Disney does it.
Yeah.
They alternate Disney and Star Wars shows.
Mhm.
By the time a Star Wars show is done,
Marvel show.
Marvel. By the time Marvel's done, a Star Wars show is starting. By the time
Yeah.
Star Wars is done, Marvel's starting.
Yep.
That's what happened with Ahsoka and Loki.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing that like used to exist for a certain reason and now it kind of exists because it used to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It-
I think partly too, though, it's like with some of those, they do it too because of the fact of interest in their stuff will die off too because there's so
Yeah.
many people that will just binge the whole season with like a day or two, and
Yeah.
then suddenly they're just moving on to the next.
I feel
thing.
like the One Piece live action would have been better if they released it weekly.
yeah,
I feel like it would have lasted longer. People would have been like,
treat it basically how the show.
yeah, people would have been
was-
like, wow, this is actually pretty good, and it
It was
would have
hype.
gotten more people into it. It like people talked about it for like a week and then nobody talked about it again because
Yeah,
everyone that
that's true.
really is into it just binged it, and then the rest of the people it just kind of like everyone watched it already. So
Yeah, and that's kind of the problem with like being able to binge stuff like as soon as it comes out because that's why we go through so many things and why no
Yeah.
one remembers 90% of the shows that are out there.
I guess that's a good point. I don't know. I guess I'm just used to the whole like being able to watch like a TV show. Like I don't know. I guess I like being able to get
I'm-
home at night and like watch 2 or 3 episodes. I guess I'm not the type of person as well that will like binge 15 episodes
Yeah,
straight. Like
yeah.
I'll actually just like spend a week and watch a TV
Yeah,
show.
the
I feel like-
average person will just be like, I'll watch a modest 20 episodes.
Yeah,
Me and my
no.
brother back to back, Invincible and The Boys.
Yeah, like, I can't do that.
Well, that's how most people watch shows nowadays, though. So it's like
Yeah.
I understand why some shows are like, yeah, we don't want interest to just die
Yeah.
with this,
Yeah.
so we're gonna.
I can kind of.
I feel
it
like they
out.
should talk to the like creators of the show too, and is like, is this like a movie that you want it like this is the full story, or is this like a series where each thing
Yeah.
is like
Right? Is it
building up,
episodic,
yeah.
or is it like each end of each episode is gonna have like a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
and you're like, what's gonna happen next?
yeah,
The Mandalorian I could see being episodic weekly because
Yeah.
it looked like
Yeah.
cliffhanger. Or like ReZero.
yeah,
Me and Wee's hyped whenever that show
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so some shows it works, some it doesn't. You know, it just depends on what their padding
Yeah.
is.
I will say one show, and this is like the last anime thing I wanted to talk about, is one show that really suffered from having only 12 episodes and also being a weekly episode was there's a new superhero anime that came out called Shy.
hmm
Mhm.
It died off instantly. It had like a bunch of hype for it.
yeah,
It turns out this show, it has a cool premise. It kind of has like a magical girl, like superhero shonen type
Mhm.
style. But the way that episodes are, I don't know if it's actually the way the manga was, but the way they produced it, it's literally just this girl complaining that she's not good enough for 12 episodes straight. Like I'm on episode 8 and nothing's
Yeah.
actually happened yet for
So-
superhero wise.
My Hero
Like-
Academia, but magical girls.
But worse.
But worse, yeah, because at least Deku is like, oh yeah, I can beat the crap out of this
Yeah,
guy.
and where she can, but she thinks she's not. She's the whole bit is she's got super bad social anxiety and she's like very down on herself.
So female,
But
should
like
be.
she'll have the end of an episode, she'll have this breakthrough where she feels good about herself. Next episode, she just feels bad about herself again.
Get in the Gundam.
It's just like either fix your problems and become a superhero, or don't do anything. And so far, they've gone to the route where she doesn't do anything. She just talks to her friends.
Okay, I recant my thing because at least Deku is not like that.
Yes,
He was like,
Deku-
I'm just gonna use this to go just
Deku
stupidly far
cries
forward.
because of too much emotion.
Yeah,
She cries because she has to talk to people.
Yeah.
Which I get is either have your bit be social anxiety
Mm-hmm.
or have your bit be superhero. Don't try putting social anxiety in a superhero thing. It turns out it doesn't work out too well.
that's how you get villains.
So superhero can have.
She should
social
just
The
be a
villains are more interesting. I want to see the villains wreck
She should
crap.
just
Villains are always more
Batman.
interesting, is my
What?
opinion.
She should just be
That's
Batman. And
that-
she like saves people and then just yeets out of there.
That's actually
She has
like,
the melodramaticness of Batman.
Well, that's what I mean.
Her friend had a scar on her eye, and she wouldn't leave her house for 3 weeks.
Yeah, the beginning thing of like, because I watched like the first 2 episodes.
Oh, did you? Okay.
She saves
So,
the one girl in the
The
roller
first 2
coaster.
episodes, right? She goes through like this whole arc of like not being good enough.
Yeah.
That's every single episode
Oh,
moving
gosh.
forward. You know how like the end of those 2 episodes, like she learns to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
That goes away.
Oh gosh. Yeah, she saves the one like the roller coaster gets like flipped upside down
Yeah.
and stuck. So she goes up and it's kind of cool because it was more realistic where she like slowly helped each person individually
Right, she's
down.
a small little girl. She
Like-
doesn't lift an entire roller coaster.
And it's not like she can just grab them
saves-
by their wrist
yeah.
and just drop down and expect them to be fine. And then the last girl is like, no, save my sister first. And so she saves her. And then she goes to save the last girl and the thing like flips out and gets thrown off
Right,
the tracks.
and she like saves
And she
her
catches her, but catching her also just like gives her a
whiplash,
concussion.
essentially. Yeah.
And it's like, oh no. But she doesn't die. But Shy just freaks out about it and
Yeah.
she feels horrible about it, which partially it makes sense. But then her friend is just like, the girl is just like, oh, I'm fine. I'm glad I got saved. I would have
Yeah.
died yet otherwise. And she's still like freaking out about it.
It is such a weird
it's-
show.
It sounds like they don't do. Technically, when you write a superhero, it's fine to have like if you had a superhero like social anxiety.
Yeah.
But the whole point of them being a superhero is that persona lets them separate that.
Right.
Yeah.
She doesn't separate herself at all.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think they're also trying to portray that she's a new superhero. She just got her powers.
Mm.
Like she's trying to learn to be a superhero. But it's the fact for me that I've watched like 9 episodes of this so far. I'm a little bit behind on it. But like each episode, I think she's getting somewhere.
Yeah.
The next episode, she's
Yeah,
right
so-
back where
Yeah,
she was.
that just doesn't sound good because usually, like the whole superheroes thing
Yeah.
is you try to protect and save as many people as you can. You can't save everybody.
Yeah, or if we're
Yeah.
going like the magical girl side, at least like Madoka, at least she would like learn from her mistakes and stuff
Yeah.
like that. She'd improve. This girl is just like, what if my friends are mad at me? And it's just like, they don't even know who you are.
What if my friends are mad at me, but I have superpowers? I can destroy
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's another problem I think with things like this is when what they can do and how they feel about themselves are so like detached
Yeah.
that it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like sometimes
No.
if she was actually like really bad at being a superhero, like she just sucked at everything she did,
Everything she.
then it would be
tried,
like
she just died.
we understand what her problem
Yeah,
is because
yeah.
she keeps
Yeah,
failing.
it's usually the abilities and the character kind of correlate in some
Yeah,
way
It's
together.
like when Spider-Man couldn't catch Gwen and she snapped her neck. You know,
Like
he stayed in his house forever.
It was her spine, but
Same
super
difference.
whatever.
She died.
Subaru in ReZero is such a loser and he's so
Oh, yeah.
hopeless. And it's like you understand why he's that way because he literally is a loser.
shows
Yeah.
and explains to
completely
us, yeah.
hopeless. Like there's nothing he tries a million things and it doesn't work. He can't just zap everybody.
But Shy
He
is
took
like,
it.
Shy can save everybody.
she's literally, she's not like a super powerful hero, but she's like,
she's a superhero.
at least does hero things.
Yeah.
It's not like she's like Deku that breaks all of his limbs as soon as he moves. I mean, Deku, for Pete's sake,
Zla.
jumps and just dies.
I think that's what makes shows like that the most annoying is you know that they can just do it and that they just don't just
Yeah.
because the author wants them to struggle.
Well, it's like, okay, you take what's the show I watch? Not show. why did I forget about this? Kami-san can't communicate.
Yeah.
That's social anxiety done right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where this feels like social anxiety done as like a crutch.
Yeah.
Which I get, it happens. There's people I know personally that can't, that if they leave their house, they're automatically just anxious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time want to cry.
Mhm.
I get that. Like that happens to everybody, but especially people with social anxiety. But at least they try and they get better.
Yeah.
This episode where we should be seeing character growth within 12 episodes, I'm on episode 9, and the most character growth is the tsundere of the group is no longer bullying her.
Yeah.
Yay.
And like one of the things, if you think about like people that are really insecure or shy, the thing that usually makes people that were insecure not insecure anymore is doing something really important. Like if you
Saving a life.
save somebody's life or something, if you like at martial arts, a lot of people would go in like more shy and then become more like confident as they went on because they had confidence in their skills of what they were doing.
Right.
So when you're literally saving people, when you can like fly and do all this stuff, it's like you should have it. This is normal anxiety for a normal person, but if you're this like strong and powerful and know you can do all these things, you should have a little bit more confidence.
Exactly. So it's just like
in
a
yourself
show
and what you can do.
I was really excited for another take on like Japanese superhero,
Yeah.
and it just didn't land at all. I was excited for it and kind of it
Didn't
flopped.
do the superhero landing.
No, it didn't.
It more like
It
face
more like
flopped.
they did this. Honestly, the first 3 episodes I really liked. Like it was just more. It's just like once the 3 episodes were done, I was expecting it to move on. It just never did.
I like the basic concept of like each country had their own superhero.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like there's a million of them.
That was
There's only
really
like a
cool.
few. That's cool because eventually it just gets there's so many superheroes. Like being a superhero isn't even a
Right.
big deal anymore.
See,
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but I like where it has a starting point that there's only a few, and slowly there gets to be like
Yeah.
more and more.
The problem is once it gets too many more, then it's just like there's 500 superheroes.
Yeah, you
like,
just end up with like MCU type stuff where it's like, oh, there's just a super. Where'd they come from?
There's just
Oh,
yeah,
they've
superhero
been
for
here.
everything.
or you're just like, why don't you have Thor just come in and go smack and then defeat this villain? Because it's kind of hard for Spider-Man to deal with him, but
Yeah.
Thor could just like flick him and he'd be
Orbital
dead.
hero strike.
That's the problem with once you get Marvel and DC heroes, where you're just like, why is Batman watching the Joker kill people when Superman could just fly and like
Just
pick
fly.
up Joker and drop him in Arkham and it's all good? Like,
He's got his own issues to take care of in the Solitude Fortress. Fortress of Solitude.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just chilling. I don't know, like
Turns out
making out with Lois Lane. Or
he
something.
doesn't have any powers. He's just like exercising for like years. And then just
he's just Mashal of the DC
exercising
universe.
and resting, and then all of his energy just and eating a ton, and then all of his energy just pops out at the same
So
time.
he's to put some protein in this protein shake.
Yeah,
He doesn't fly, he jumps.
that would be a great superhero. Just has to rest for like years, and then just shows up.
Wakes
it's like,
up at the most dire situation.
oh, it's the big threat. Punches it, goes back to bed.
Oh, that reminds me of the characters from that one zombie anime where they're on the
Zombie.
train, Iron
Oh.
Fortress.
Oh yeah,
Where
yeah,
the
basically
zombies,
their
like, only-
time is resting.
Yeah, they actually like they could only go for a certain amount of time and then they just fall asleep because they just ran out of energy.
that
yeah,
reminds me, Zom 100's coming back at Christmas.
it is.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the last 3
Woo!
episodes.
The last 3
What part are
episodes.
they on? Because I've read most of the manga.
They just got to the parents' village.
Oh, okay.
And the
That's
evil,
gonna be a fun 3 episodes.
evil main
Yeah.
character shows up.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
anti to-do list
Yeah,
squad.
anti-to-do list squad. Yeah.
Yeah,
We want to ruin your to-do list.
basically, yeah.
Dude, I love them.
The main
Oh.
main character's like, I want to fall in love, and the evil one's like, I want to sexually assault someone.
Yeah, basically.
Like,
I want to shove my tongue
okay.
down a woman's
It's
throat.
the 100 list of crimes or something.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
I'm hoping they get eaten by zombies.
me too.
They'll probably
I'm
join
gonna
the main
spoil it for
group.
you. They're not.
Yeah.
Do they get talk no jutsu'd?
No.
Wait, what? Do they just get
They
away with
kill
it?
the main characters and become the
Or
main
is the main
characters.
character
I
such
would
a
drop the
pushover they
show
just get
so
away with
hard.
it?
Kind of, yeah. Actually.
Oh my god.
I kind of want to spoil it for you. Know,
That's
no, I'm
fine.
not gonna.
We'll move on. I'd actually want to talk about the way I had this titled in mine and Ramen Cat's nickname for is Juju for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Juju.
And I have the
Juju,
title,
Juju.
Why Are All My Favorite Characters Dead Now?
Rip.
Can you explain that to me, Ramen Cat?
Because the show loves to just get you attached and then rip your heart out.
That's a good show.
You-
Not gonna lie.
Also,
It
though,
is.
here's the thing: most of the characters that you've liked have also gotten killed by probably one of the coolest villains in the show. So,
Yeah.
Mihito?
Mahito.
He's not the coolest.
I think he's.
I
really cool.
hate that man.
That's
with
why he-
every ounce of my
That's
being.
why he's a cool villain, because you hate him. He's
I
not
know.
like a villain where you're like, oh, I hope he doesn't die. It's like, I hope he dies, but it better be in like an over the top fashion.
I'm gonna predict that you're gonna like him in the next.
I hate him.
No,
I was so
Mojito
happy.
is-
You're gonna like him next few.
Mojito is the case of a villain that you just will hate.
You're gonna
When
like
Not
him.
Itadori-
not like bad writing hate.
Yeah.
Like he's just such a terrible curse that you hate him.
He's gonna be like the
Cat.
clown guy.
When
from Rizzo.
Itadori started putting the 1-2 punch
Oh,
on
yeah.
him, he was just pinned up to the pillar. I was just like, yeah.
See, that's the other reason I like him. He's a perfect villain he's a perfect rival for Itadori.
He
Because
is.
here's the thing. Yuji kind of tries to skirt around most of the other villains and like kind of be like, are you sure you want to do him? He's just, I'm going to beat the crap out of you.
Yeah,
I hate you.
Literally, the only thing that stands between him and like killing him is the humans that Mihito.
Yeah, they just keep
throws at him,
using.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know if
But no, watching
she-
Nabara,
I don't know if she's
backstory.
actually dead. It was just a section around
So-
her eye.
I found a
Lobotomize.
spoiler. She's not dead. She's out of the fight.
Lobotomized.
And up to the most recent chapter in the manga, she's still gone.
Okay.
So I don't know what
Is it
happens.
she just like goes back to the village or like any
No, she wouldn't
idea?
go back to the village, but like literally half of her skull's gone.
Yeah, she got
Oh, okay.
lobotomized. She's not doing okay.
Oh yeah, because like half
Have you
her
seen
face-
this?
No, but you describing where she's
So-
injured, that's called a
yeah.
lobotomy.
Mojito's ability is like he manipulates the soul, so literally he can just like use like the body like a putty,
Yeah.
but he can also touch people and make them explode or like whatever
Nice.
part of their body
He
touches.
definitely
So
was
literally,
lobotomized.
this man runs up to her,
Yeah.
slaps her in her left eye, and like just runs away laughing
Yeah.
away from Itadori.
I love
And
that.
she turns around and she's like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." As half her face just explodes in front of Itadori.
I honestly
Yeah.
love that. I think I actually like this villain based
And
on that.
the
alone.
way
He's a good villain just because of the way he
Yeah.
screws.
no,
with
I want him to
people.
win.
the way they did the story, the episode that was brilliant. Like they did that in the first like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes of the show. First 2 minutes of the show.
Hell yeah.
She turns around and you see her face start to turn weird, and that just goes to her flashback. And they explain every ounce of her character.
Yeah.
So they make you like her if you didn't like her already.
Yeah.
And then it flashes back to the modern time and her face just explodes. And you're just like, what the fuck?
I love
I-
that. That's like a perfect.
I do like
joke.
too that they're not doing a cliche of this being like, oh, Itadori can't do anything because he's so traumatized. It's just now he's just pissed.
Oh, it was when when the clone of Mihito like ran towards Itadori, and Itadori just like
Yeah.
freaking like
Punches him. I don't have
punched
time
him
for
into the wall and just kept on running. I'm like, oh my god, this man is pissed.
Yeah, I like that they're doing that with him because they're, as far as I know, the writers did everything he could to not make Yuji a whiny character.
Yeah.
He is a good, solid character. Like after the whole Sukuna incident, he looked at it as like, instead of being, oh, I can't do anything because people get hurt, he's looking at like the ruins of the city, and be like, this is why I gotta.
Once
stop
this is all done, though, I do need this man to crawl into a corner and cry.
yes,
He needs a good
I
cry
think that
after
will
this.
happen. But it's just like I like how he's taking the initiative.
Yeah, it's good. The problem is that like Nabara was like the only like saving grace for his sanity.
He's still got Megami.
No,
Oh yeah, he got.
he
yeah.
thinks Megami's
Yeah,
dead.
no, he doesn't know anything about Megami right now. Sukuna knows. Oh yeah, no, yeah,
he saw
yeah.
the memories.
he
He,
saw
thinks Megami's
Yeah,
dead.
I don't think he realizes that Sukuna just tossed him to the
He
healer or
didn't, yeah.
anything.
Well,
'Cause
it's just-
Sukuna only gave him part of his memories, the memories of this destruction.
Of all the yeah,
He thinks all of the other sorcerers are dead. So when he's heard Nabara,
yeah.
he was like, "Oh, there's actually somebody here to fight with me." And literally, as he sees her, she just dies. This
Yeah.
man is worse than freaking Subaru from ReZero now. This man
Yeah.
is so messed up.
Well, yeah, because literally,
I have PTSD from his PTSD. Like,
I think
well, yeah, because it's like his first mentor's trapped, and he's trying everything he
Yeah.
can to get to him.
his second mentor exploded in half.
Yeah, in front of him.
from the sounds of it, I am gonna predict that he's gonna become the next evil guy. In this.
Oh, he already is the.
He
evil guy.
deserves to be the evil guy.
Alright.
He's the evil guy,
They can
and
already
he's the
pick.
evil guy and the hero.
The thing is with Jujutsu Kaisen,
Yeah.
he is the vessel for the bad guy.
Okay.
He's the only one that can trap the bad guy. So the bad guy, this is called the Shibuya arc incident, where basically the sector of Tokyo, Shibuya,
He's gone.
is gone. It's get leveled because the villain inside of him got loose.
Okay.
Because what happens is like if Itadori dies, he can take over.
Mm.
So that's what happened. He leveled the entire city, and now they're like dealing with the aftermath.
So it's similar to Bleach or Chainsaw Man, where when the
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so, where there's like a berserk state. Besides, where this is like beyond that, like they literally switch like forms, essentially. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So then that would be it'd be Bleach.
Yeah,
Because when he goes into the hollow mode.
yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious what the next. I don't know if he was looking at like when he's looking like past Nabar, if he's looking at Mahito or if someone else is there now.
I have no
Because the
idea.
way they cut that was like there's some big thing there,
It's just
or
raid.
it's gonna be another big huge fight.
It's gonna be a image mirror of himself, and the other him's gonna be like, "Let me take over." I've got
Maybe.
this.
I don't know.
I've got this. I can do this for you, buddy.
That would
do
be
that.
interesting if Sakuna like just comes up and be like, "Hey, bud,
You weren't supposed
just,
to kill
just
that
let me
one.
take care of this guy. He's a little annoying, ain't he?"
Yeah,
Let me take over for a bit. You won't regret it. I promise you. Then he regrets it.
I don't think he'd actually do it.
Man gets
There's no-
possessed by demon,
I think
instantly
it takes,
regrets
like,
it.
Too many of the
Who would've
fingers.
thought?
Yeah. Well, he has 15 fingers now.
How many did he need?
20.
20. Oh, okay.
He'll do it. He'll give in.
Like literally,
I know.
the lava guy, whatever his name was.
Gujo.
Not
I'd have given in too.
Because there's Gojo, and then there's Gujo.
It might be Gojo. He gave him 10 fingers, which is
Yeah.
why he was able to transform into Sakuna for such a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show is wild. It's by far gone up to my number one favorite anime,
Mm-hmm. Well,
like
yeah.
easily.
Sweet till ReZero
I'll have
season
to watch
3
it.
comes out.
ReZero's in my top 5.
That's
Whoa.
supposed to come out also in 2024. Is that 2025?
I think
I
2024.
haven't heard
I
anything
don't know.
about season 3 actually.
I hope it's soon.
It would be cool.
Jamie, can you Google that real quick?
There is also a
Jamie.
there-
Yeah, Jamie, Google it.
There is also a announcement for the next season of Chainsaw Man anime,
I did
That's-
see that. It's in production.
and there's an announcement is going to be coming out later in
Just to
December.
follow up with the rest of that, that's impactful.
ReZero season 3 has been announced.
Yep, I thought so.
Predicting a summer 2024 premiere date.
Oh, yeah.
Summer 2024.
Yeah, so it's coming out
That
pretty
would
soon.
be sick.
sick.
That's
I
what's
am-
predicted.
We've got
It's
to
not
figure out the
confirmed.
electronic stuff by then, so that way I can. I want to talk about that when that starts coming.
I mean, basically, well, obviously you're going back this weekend.
Yeah.
So next weekend we should be able to sit down and figure it out. Why don't we plan on like doing like playing video games or something? We'll figure
yeah,
it out.
sounds good.
These are the absolute best Twitter X accounts where it's just someone says, it has been 255 days since season 3 was announced, 3-0. It has been 256 days since ReZero was announced, 3-0. It has been 257 days since ReZero season 3 was announced, 11 hours ago.
Who's doing it?
Just a bot account.
ReZero season 3 countdown
Yeah.
at ReZero_S3.
But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen turned from a show I already liked to a like stupidly solid show.
It turned from like that shonen show that I knew I was gonna like because it's like shonen, good fights and stuff. To
Yeah.
like that show that is now. It's got to be like one of the best shows that's come out in like the last 10 years.
Yeah. It should go definitely in that roster of like shows that are gonna last, like, you know, Bleach and all those
Yes,
shows.
like I hope. The problem is the manga's ending soon.
Is it?
So it's not going to be a really long series. I think we got maybe
But
depends how they do it, but maybe 1 or 2 more seasons.
here's the thing. Here's the beautiful part. Probably that creator probably is Enya, so he can work on other projects that hopefully we will
Yes.
get. And knowing how he's set it up, they might even be split offs of like the Jujutsu Kaisen world.
That's true. I mean, he could go in the past
Yeah.
Like, and depending on how this ends, he could go in the future. Like, it's
Yeah, I would like a ancient times during Sukuna, like explaining like what
Yeah.
was going on.
All right, so we have one more anime topic, and this one's gonna be pretty quick. But we all just watched the trailer to Suicide Squad Isekai,
Yep.
and I wanted to see, what did you guys all think?
Harley Quinn looking fire.
It looked
Yes.
it looked pretty good. I love the idea of it. It's so funny. It's just like, what if we did these like popular superhero characters and threw them into an isekai?
Yeah.
I love
and
the
that's
shark.
just like,
Oh, King Shark.
Yeah, King Shark.
King Shark is gonna be amazing.
I love that. Where he's like,
Did you watch-
I'm hungry. Nom.
Did you watch James Gunn's Suicide Squad?
I did not.
Oh, like King Shark is it's good. Like this reminds me of the same style as that movie, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. The voice actors are really good. I looked up who did I say voices Harley Quinn?
The girl
From
from
JJK.
first.
Oh, Rika.
Yeah, Rika.
Yeah, from the first arc for season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
and it's being made by Wit Studio.
Yep.
They
And
made the
then,
first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan.
The Joker's voiced by Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
that
gonna
was
be
cool.
sick.
Honestly, I kind of want to see like Batman go in the new world eventually, like with how his whole scheme is dark.
Yeah.
Then make a joke how dark he is and like a colorful.
How he
Yeah.
sticks out.
Yeah.
Instead of like hiding, he's just like the most obvious
he's the most
person.
obvious.
Everybody just thinks he's a cultist or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
I
Just
can
like-
see over
There's like these
the gate of
rolling
darkness.
green planes, and then they're like, "What is that black object coming
Yeah.
towards us?" It's just Batman.
I really want that.
it's the King of Death himself.
That would be awesome if this set up like they always do with superhero, like conjoined worlds, and then there's like
Yeah.
a Batman one, and there's like a team up with Batman and Suicide Squad or something. That would be hilarious.
I got high hopes for it. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna keep my hopes up because DC is kind of iffy on most things, but Wit Studios is really good.
Yeah,
They animated. Did they animate Attack on Titan like 1
the
through
first
3?
3 seasons,
Yeah.
was Wit.
And then they also animate the first season of Spy X Family.
Yep,
Yeah, so
they
make
it's
good
like
anime.
them and another studio did
Yeah.
Spy Family.
And the voice actors are top tier. They're good voice actors. And the story, we don't really know the story, but it looks like it's just like probably the head of the Suicide Squad division just sends the Suicide Squad into this other world, kind of like Gate.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
was
guessing it's gonna be
thinking.
like Gate or something like that.
They link Gate up to this world because Gate is linked up to the Xenomorph world.
That, or if you guys know anything about Suicide Squad, they all have bombs planted in their head.
Yeah.
So it's either that or they all like mess up a mission so badly that what's her name? Walmer? No, not Walmer. Anyways, the head of the Suicide Squad division just blows everybody's head off, and they just end up in another world. That would be funny.
I feel like Suicide Squad fits with the like vibe of anime with like the over the top
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
craziness.
Well, there's literally a
So it
guy
seems like a
called
good-
King Shark,
Yep.
and
Seems
he's
like a
just
good
a
fit.
shark man that eats people.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the
It's great.
crocodile guy,
The King Croc.
King Croc. There's a lot of kings here.
Batman
There's a lot of
villains
kings.
are in a league of their own.
Yeah.
They get wild.
Yeah.
They should have the condiment king in there.
Yeah.
Well, they have Clayface.
Polka Dot Man
Yeah.
and
Polka
Calendar
Dot
Man.
Man is scary.
Eggman.
Calendar Man is scary in the
Batman game.
Batman. No,
Yeah.
he's in the audio drama.
Oh yeah.
He's just sitting there with his calendar, and it's just like, why did you kill those people? The calendar said it was their time to die.
You know what we should do?
Yeah, because instead of making just a goofy villain, they actually made him like a calculating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually really cool, and he's just sitting there like saying dates and like, this is when this happens, this is when this happens, and everyone's just like, shut up.
You want to know your death? No.
Yeah.
And then so there's Clayface, there's Deadshot. I think I saw Captain Boomerang. I couldn't tell exactly who that was supposed to be. And of course
Oh,
there's
Killer
Joker.
Croc, not King Croc. It's Killer Croc.
Killer
Yeah.
Croc. Oh, I think King Croc. That's weird. There's Joker and then Harley Quinn. And then I didn't see anybody else.
You know, what would be better instead of Batman in his black suit sticking out. He shows up and he's like, "I gotta blend in." And next scene, just him in a white and pink, like magical girl outfit or something.
It's like Cloud Cuckoo Land in a Lego movie. It's like, I hate
What
this
if
place.
because obviously the voice actor for Joker is Goblin Slayer, but what if Batman comes and is like, I gotta blend in and just puts on the Goblin Slayer armor? That'd be funny.
I mean, he is the Dark Knight, so maybe his outfit would be just a night outfit.
What are people afraid of the most in this world? Goblins. Just paints himself green and wears a loincloth. I'm Goblin Man
I
now.
am Goblin Man. Goblin Slayer starts hunting down Batman. It's the best
Oh, frick,
See,
it's that guy.
it's a fantasy isekai, so it'd be like, what are everybody afraid of? It's just like demon people. And looks over, it's just all demon girls who just dress up as a demon girl.
Why are they afraid of that? I don't understand.
I don't understand why they're afraid of this. He's just like in a leather bikini. He just like the horns taped to
Alfred,
his
why are
head.
people afraid of this? Alfred, I need to upgrade my A cup to a B cup. It's too tight.
I got those bumps going on my pecs.
No one's looking at my 9th ab. I'm upset.
Why are you dressed like that? I'm striking fear in the hearts of my enemies.
They told me the Demon Lord was the worst of them all, and it turns out the Demon Lord's just a child.
Batman turns into the Demon Lord. The Suicide Squad has to fight Batman because he's the new Demon
That
Lord.
would be awesome.
He's just dressed as the lolly Demon Lord.
I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get home.
I want this to happen. Or Batman gets there and he's so good at adapting, he just becomes the Demon Lord.
He has to
And then the Suicide Squad is just sent to fight
he
him.
hasn't even done anything evil. He just
Yeah.
made technology. So
And he's just
like,
so
oh,
emo and brooding that they all
Everyone
think
thinks
he's just
he's
the
he's
Demon Lord.
dark. He's got to be evil.
And
Like,
his
demons worship
technology,
him for
they
no
think, is
reason.
just like this dark magic.
Yeah. It's the Demon Lord. I'm just a guy. I want to
The
go back
Suicide
home.
Squad arrived and they're like, what? Batman?
And all the
You're
like,
evil this time?
you know how like the Demon Lord always has like all the children like generals and stuff around
Yeah.
him. It's just like those are his Robins. He just took orphans from the street and is like, I'm gonna train you to help me.
He would so be a Demon Lord.
He
This is
would,
great.
yeah.
Why is no one here over the age of 12?
Why can't this 12-year-old girl pick up a boulder? I'm scared.
I don't know how this is possible. Alfred, I want to go home.
He's just the only person you can talk to is Alfred over the
Yeah.
battling. It's
Alfred,
like,
please. I don't know how this is crossing through
And
the
Alfred's
multiverse.
like, I have no idea how to get to you, but I'm here to talk.
Alfred, this lolly tsundere's mean to me. What do I do?
She's beating on my chest. She's underage. I don't understand this. Apparently she's not underage. She's 3,000 years old. Alfred, is making even less sense. She's a dragon. Help me.
Anyways,
Alfred, I discovered the vampire.
Turns out they're more terrifying than bats.
I want to leave. She turns into a bat, Alfred. Bat.
Oh, we need to make that an audio drama. That would
Yeah.
be amazing.
Or it's just the Batman who laughs, just actually becomes the Demon King.
Oh, that would be
Evil.
terrifying.
Oh, that would
That
be
would be
terrifying. That would be just not right.
That's in the show becomes not fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Suicide Squad is actually the good guys. Batman is actually evil. He's the Batman who laughs.
That's what the video game is going to be about that's coming up. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
Okay.
The Justice League gets taken over by this alien parasite, and the Suicide Squad's called in to like basically kill them.
Oh, that's
Isn't it
cool.
like
Yeah.
Brainiac is like invading or something?
It might be Brainiac.
I don't
I don't
like-
remember who exactly.
In
but-
the Injustice lore, Superman becomes basically evil and
yes,
does the
yes.
whole coup d'etat, and Batman's like,
But like the
Stop.
trailer of Justice League kills or
yeah.
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. They step out of this building and they're just like, so where'd all the bad guys go? Because they're like fighting crooks or something like that.
Mhm.
And Superman just has a guy like snapped neck just in the air and just drops him. He's just like, so was that our target? And they're all just like, are we supposed to kill Superman?
Hey, Superman's not hard to kill if you have prep time. Just saying.
Yeah, the problem is though, is the one of prep time is Batman. And he's also the bad guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're screwed. They're frigged.
Yeah, kind of. All right. Well, we were going to talk about a main topic, but I think we got plenty enough stuff to talk about where we don't need to do that.
We did
We
talk
can do
about
that
that
next
That was the JJK, wasn't it?
It turned into the main topic.
Yeah, basically. We're all
On
good.
to Nerd Dump.
Nerd dump. So we want to chat. We want to talk about the Chad part first, as you have it noted here.
Yeah.
You made war crime sticks.
Yes. It's only war crime once.
Oh, yeah, this is Chad Dump.
I
It's
made
Chad. That doesn't sound right.
I was
There goes the viewer base.
Yep.
I was bored this weekend, so I made an AK-74.
Nice.
It works. I love it. I haven't shot anything from it yet, but so far it works.
Yeah, please don't, because you're in city limits.
I'm not shooting in the city. I'll go out of the city to shoot it.
All right, that's fair enough. Well,
There
the,
is
the way you
constant
are, I'm just
gunfire
picturing
by-
you stepping 2 feet out of the city limit sign and just firing the gun.
That's what I used to do whenever I used to build these things. Because I lived in the middle of nowhere. Just walk out. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, besides for where you used to build them, there was like a hole in the ground with a pond, so you could just shoot it there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Either that or accidentally hit the neighbor cow. I don't know if I did that or not, actually. I might have.
You're telling me you might have killed a cow?
Possibly. I don't know. I was shooting at the mound of dirt. Then I heard a ting in the distance followed by a meow. And I was like, this is enough test firing for today. We're going inside and playing Tarkov. I was never out here.
Wow, that's surprising.
The cow being dead is scary. The cow still being alive is more scary. I shot a cow. It looked at me. It mooed at me.
I left.
I ran.
I've seen that before, where people have accidentally shot cows and they were fine.
Yeah. They're
Thinking
big,
it was a
tough
deer.
animals.
You know how many times I've heard somebody shoot a cow and they're like, I thought it was a deer.
Deer.
I was like, how do you think that's a deer?
And we see something moving, you shoot.
Ramen Cat, could you ever confuse a cow with a deer?
No.
There you go. He's a professional, so
Shady people getting
What are you
guns.
shooting with a sniper rifle? You're like, oh, that's a
2
deer.
miles away, like
See, the problem is most hunters are accompanied by at least 12 six-packs. so-
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, the local grocery store, they actually, when hunting season starts, they actually make these things called hunter lunchables. It's
Great.
a 16 ounce of Bud Light with a pack of jerky and a sandwich.
Dear Lord, someone's gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I love
Yeah.
America.
Moving on. So yeah, you make guns.
Yeah,
We
I
all
make
know
them.
that, which is cool. I'm glad
Uh,
you're still doing that.
If you want to, I can sell guns anywhere in the U.S. So feel free to hit me up. We can work something out. I try to go cheap.
Okay,
please
where
do
can
it.
they hit you up?
My Twitter.
Which is
Actually, you can't hit me up there anymore. I don't really answer that.
okay. Where else can they hit you up?
Just message Jake.
Whoa, hang on a second.
Just message Sir Boom. Yeah, I did a fucky wucky there. I'm sorry.
Fuck you. All right.
Just message Sir Boom.
On what?
His Twitter.
I don't use Twitter.
Where can they message you?
Technically, you can message me on x.com.
You know what? Let's just message the podcast. I'll figure.
Okay, you
something
can
out.
message the podcast on x.com at talkbaka.
Or Baka-Talk@gmail.com, right? That's still on.
Ask Baka.
Askbakatalk at
Okay.
gmail.com. And yeah, you can always use that.
Yeah,
That's
do
fine.
that. Send an email anyway, but if you want something from me, feel free to do that. I'm sure the 2 viewers probably don't care though.
Maybe. I don't know. They seem to like guns.
If you guys like guns, I can give you a good deal. I promise.
Yeah. All right. What else we got? We have.
I just pulled a wheeze and talked about my business. I just realized.
That's fine. You guys are on my
Get a
business. So.
plug.
Oh, yeah. This is another one. The Fallout trailer dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really fun to watch.
First live action show I've actually been excited for.
Yeah.
doesn't
I didn't
look
know that
terrible.
was the same director as Westworld, which makes me super excited for
It also has Todd Howard like heavily involved. in
That
its
was
creation.
a weird.
That
That
was
was
a
a
weird
weird credit. thing to see.
Supposedly, because Todd Howard likes to say he's involved in everything.
true.
In reality, he does nothing.
He was involved with the birth of Christ.
In all honesty, I'm worried with 2 things. One of them is I noticed woman was the main character. Which usually I have no issue with that, but with today's world and how they've done everything, like with the Skywalker trilogy. and
I
stuff
get
like
what
that.
you're
Except for
saying.
this is Fallout, and there's literally no determined thing of
But
whether
it's
Yeah.
Amazon that's making it. So I'm worried that if they do it to PC or something, is my main concern.
It's hard to say. I get what
Actually,
you're saying.
Fallout usually makes fun of that stuff.
It
a lot
usually
of
does.
Yeah, it usually does, but it's Amazon that's doing
Fallout
it.
does both ways. Fallout makes fun of kind of left ideas and also right ideas.
Well, yeah, but
So-
it's not them that's doing it. It's Amazon that's doing the script writing, which is what I'm worried about. Because they did the same thing like with Invincible. They did a little bit to it, not as badly, but they still added a little bit to it. So it's just like,
Yeah, it'll be hard to say because there's really
We'll
no
see.
add or take.
It's just a worry I have on that. The Cyclops guy. You guys mentioned the rad thing, but
It's easy
Curious about it.
because it depends on what time it was set.
Yeah.
It depends on where it was set. Obviously, we know it's Vault 33, which was the first
Well, that
vault.
might not have even been Vault 33. That could be like where the main character like goes to a vault.
Oh,
or
that is
something.
true. We were just assuming it was the same vault. It could be just be a
they're
different.
just
vault.
vault role players.
Well, no, like
It actually could be.
with each-
There are people
There
that
are
have
role
moved
players?
back into the vaults and pretended that they just owned that vault.
Yeah,
We put on the clothes. We were role playing here.
Basically,
it could be like a vault that's nothing but like mutants or something.
It could be because here's the thing: Vault Tech experimented on all the vaults. There's only like I think it was like a total of 5 that were technically just vaults.
Yeah, the actual vault staff got all
Yeah.
those and stuff.
Everything else was just like either cryo or like plant experiments. There was just one where this one guy was just put in there with a bunch of clones of himself.
Gary.
Yay!
I know it's the one where it was like one girl and a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, Vault 69.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That's
You
what it's
know,
called.
they
There's
used to-
also there's also Vault.
I just put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah,
of
there's also Vault. There's Vault 69, and then there's Vault 96, which is 99 women and 1 dude.
They should have reversed those because I think Vault
Didn't
69.
they
was
also
one dude.
do a vault that was like one guy that went insane? It was just like toys or something. Like
Yes,
he was
I think
stuck
that's
or
Vault
mannequins.
38,
And
or
he
42
became
or
like
something?
the
A
like
serial killer.
yeah
Yeah, because he killed all of his friends, but that was the other puppets.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
wild. There's also another vault that was
All robots.
yep, all robots. There's one vault where the overseer or the head of the vault like would force everybody to do an election each year where they'd have to sacrifice like one person
Mm-hmm.
to stay alive or else the vault would like release this toxic gas and kill everybody. So eventually it devolved into like tribes and stuff, and eventually they did a revolt where they weren't sacrificing people, and then it turns out it was just a big lie. They didn't. The right answer was don't sacrifice anybody. Everything would have been fine,
Oh,
but it ended up being just like the last 3 people in the vault.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's messed up. Like the Fallout universe is really deep and complex.
See,
I'd
if,
like seeing too. They added some creatures and stuff from like the first 2 video games, like
Yeah, like the-
salamander.
yeah.
The salamander looks
It's not a
cool.
salamander. That's a axolotl.
Yeah, an axolotl.
Oh, I think in the game they're just called salamanders.
I think so. The Yagwai looks
Yeah.
sweet.
I was that and the power armor,
Yeah, I saw
The power armor
Ooh.
looks sick.
which gives me hope because Amazon's supposed to be doing the Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
The thing such a small detail, but I was super excited about. They have high enough detail that if you look the 5 power armor walking down the rampway, each step they made were making sparks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like little details like that.
Well, little
they add.
details like on the ground when like the girl walks out of the vault, there's actually bones. Which
Yeah.
is like every video
In-
game.
in
There's
the
always
Fallout.
bones.
But
outside.
Fallout specifically, like usually each vault you come out of, there's bones there because what they did is as soon as the bombs started dropping, they just closed the vaults. They didn't care if everybody was there or not.
Yeah.
So
I like the dog and the dog with
Yeah,
the
dog meat's there.
I hope
I'm
the
excited for
dog's
dog
name
meat.
is
dog
dog
with the
meat.
bloat.
It has
fly.
to be.
It has to be, but I'm hoping they don't change that or like
If they do, I'm
it
gonna
either
be
has to be
pissed.
dog meat or they just don't name him. He's just dog.
Dog. Dog with hand. Dog with bloat fly. All good scene.
Yeah.
Best scene ever.
The one ghoul we seen, I think the sheriff of
Ghoul
the
looks
town, he
really
looks sick.
good.
I like how they're casually strafing minigun fire.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but
Fallout.
that's
I know that's what I mean. That's why
I mean,
like it.
there. I don't know if anyone see it. There's even a little detail. It fits right with the game. There's like a lady shooting a gun. She's got a fork in her eye, kind of like if you use the junk launcher and someone happens to survive,
Yeah.
they just still
Yeah.
fight you with all this junk sticking out.
The
of
ghoul
them.
looked really cool too.
I'm
Yeah,
curious
the
how
ghoul.
if they're gonna do VATS and how they like explain it.
Yeah, I don't know how
He's
they're
a
gonna
pit
do
boy.
that. Because VATS is a real world thing.
I need to upgrade
Yeah.
my luck.
It's a aim assistant thing. So I don't know how they're gonna do
Maybe
that.
they'll have it. Maybe it's like maybe like the actual like arm unit like actually assists you or something or calculates and like
Maybe she has a Pit Boy 3000 on her arm. I think it's either a 3000 or a 9000.
yeah.
Pretty sure it's in the old enough time where it's a 3000.
I mean, I could see that being like in some weird logic of like the way the science works in the game. Like maybe it does like some kind of like electrical synapses thing where it's like
Maybe. I don't
it
know.
causes you to just react
I'm not
faster.
too worried about them even attempting VATS.
No,
'cause
I'm just
VATS
curious
is-
if they're
yeah.
going to.
The thing I'm curious about is like how much they stick to the lore and the story.
I just want
Like-
to stick to the lore. I don't need them to copy any of the games.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of things because the game is so open that if there's just references and the world setting is right, it should work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just
For
a
sure.
good solid story.
I have noticed that Amazon in general is pretty good at sticking to lore.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yes,
usually-
and really with Fallout, all you need to know is like, okay, where are they at in the world? And then it's just basically this is what's going on right now.
Or when they don't stick to lore, which is like in the boys,
Mhm.
they make it better.
yeah.
Which I wouldn't be mad if they take the Fallout story and they change it. I just want them to stick to like the basics and stuff,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Vault
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Tech
because
and
the
like,
stories,
stuff like,
like,
that.
the video games are like, if you hear little snippets of it in other games, is literally that thing of this happened, but the truth has been.
Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
need to hear
Yeah.
about Courier 6 or the Wanderer or
Yeah.
or anything like that, like
Yeah.
Vault 111. I don't need to know.
He's wandering,
Yeah, I don't need to know about all those snippets. I just don't
want
want
the
it to
music.
be.
I want Brotherhood of Steel, maybe some Enclave, depending on where they're at.
Yeah,
And
Definitely
lots of
Brotherhood of
laser
Steel.
fire.
I'm excited because it's Westworld, and I saw that like the trailer was showing like different time frames.
Mhm.
I'm hoping they have multiple storylines going that
That
kind
would
of
be
explain
cool.
like
That
the
would be
whole entire
perfect
story.
for like an anthology.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some people were talking that it looks like it might be like an
Maybe
anthology.
that's what it'll be. It's like
series.
one is a
You
girl
don't
going
research
out,
on
one is a guy, the guy during.
Well,
the
that's how
bombs, and one's about
Westworld
the
was.
ghoul.
Yeah.
That's how Westworld was. Like different storylines, kind of set in the same place. So, like, if you're watching the storyline with like in the past, like what they did in the past, you would see it eventually, like in the future storyline.
yeah.
So that'll be
And
interesting.
maybe like
to see.
another
yeah.
character might run across like some of the consequences of what the other character.
Like in the trailer, we see this cowboy guy grab this girl and riding on a horse as like the world gets nuked during the like the D-Day, like they get nuked. And then we also see a very similar dressing guy, but he's a ghoul now.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
not be surprised if that's the same character.
It would be cool if they had like
live for pretty much
a
Well, the
main-
ghouls are
people.
people from the like people
Past.
in like the Fallout can become ghouls.
Yeah.
But usually if you're a ghoul, you're alive before the bombs dropped.
What would be cool is if they had the main character be kind of like a fill-in, like how you play the game. You're
Yeah.
the main character. You're the like role-playing game. If she had that role, and then when you went to somewhere, you do like a flashback of what happened to go
So
up
she's
to this
just like
point.
literally the
The-
narrative carrier.
Yeah, like that would be
cool.
interesting because then you could do like an episode with her doing something, and then it kind of
Now,
does an episode of what led up to the point.
Right,
where
like when she gets to
what
that
she's
town with
seen.
the ghoul and stuff, maybe they'll do a flashback
Yeah.
to him like running from the bombs and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
and
That'd
then
be
they'll
cool.
go the next episode, go back to her and what happens to her in that place.
the only other thing I hope they do, I won't be too upset if they don't do it, but I really, really hope they do. I hope they do the opening line that every game has, and I hope Ron Perlman does it.
Oh my god, if Ron Perlman doesn't do War Never Changes, I'm gonna be so
Like,
mad.
It was fine in 4. It wasn't a bad delivery, but it just didn't.
It
have
didn't-
it didn't have the same weight that it had in the other.
It didn't
games.
hit right.
Yeah.
Like, I love the opening cinematic of Fallout 4. Like, it's great, but like compared to like New Vegas,
Yeah.
like it just didn't. I don't know.
I'd be even cool if just Ron Perlman like did a cameo.
That
or
would be so
something, since
cool.
He did voice all the games except for 4.
Like, even if Ron Perlman was just like in the Brotherhood or something like that,
Yeah.
like that would be fun.
2 things I want: good music, really good
I
music.
think
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
get the good music.
And I want a dog meat whenever they jump over the fence to temporarily turn into the skinwalker human being. As they jump over the fence.
They have if they
The
don't
glitch right hook
Yeah.
on the
if
fence.
they don't figure out how to like introduce like a Bethesda glitch into the
Yeah.
like even if it just as like a reference, I'm gonna be mad.
That
They
will be
shoot
one.
somebody, just ragdolls like
Yeah.
all
That
over
will be
the
one
place.
thing they will have
Someone
to be
dies,
careful
T-pose.
of too. Is Fallout is always about the yes. There's a level of seriousness. Like the main story is usually pretty serious,
Mhm.
but they need to keep that level of comedy
Yeah.
that the game
Yeah.
always has. The game never takes itself too seriously. I mean, there's aliens.
Well,
They
in a
just
life of-
randomly go and terrorize parts of the world.
In a life
So
of disparity, you gotta enjoy the little things.
well, it's you already had like the epitome of the retro sci-fi future, and then just it all got blown to smithereens, and like the people that got left basically went crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fallout is that weird future where it's like it's past the future.
Yeah.
Because it's in what is it 2021 2177 2124
like way in the future.
yeah, but it's like past like the pinnacle of technology, like we are like there, and then everything falls apart.
Yeah. Now
So it's interesting.
one thing watching this too, I'm probably gonna have to go through the creature catalog for Vault 76 because I assume they're gonna probably use a lot of monsters from that because that's what most people are familiar with that are newer to the Fallout universe.
I don't think so.
I think they're
We
probably.
got salamanders. We saw bloatfly. We saw yagwai.
I think they're probably
Yeah.
closer to Fallout 4 than 76.
What they need to show
kind of dog water.
is a death.
Yeah.
If they don't even just show a Deathclaw walking across the plane,
Oh yeah.
like they have to.
They'll probably have a death clause like some big threat.
They have to.
Or is
Like,
one like called a Juggernaut? If I remember. Or am I not?
are you talking
No.
super mutant?
Yeah.
Juggernaut super mutant?
Yeah. That guy.
Behemoths? Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if they have like a giant behemoth or something.
I'm
that they take
wondering
down.
too the way that it's laid out. I'm wondering instead of it just following a solids like thing, if it's just literally going to be the character wandering America,
Could
I
be.
wonder.
which I'd be fine.
We don't
with that
know
too.
why she's leaving the vault.
Yeah,
We don't know anything actually. That's the
I-
wild part. Is this
I-
trailer hasn't given us anything.
yeah.
From what we've seen, I predict that they kick her out for some reason because they did escort her out, and someone you could hear like no.
Well, they'll even escort you out in certain vaults, even if
Will
they
they?
don't want you to go. They'll just
Okay.
like, all right.
Well, because they don't know what's gonna be behind the door when they open it. It could
Okay.
literally just be a bunch of feral ghouls wanting to get in.
But
Yeah.
no, like later on in the trailer, we saw like one guy screaming about something, and it looked like
I gotta feel because that was
might be
actually a
infected or
vault like
something.
fighting each other.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's her vault or
Mhm.
like maybe that vault with the Cyclops or something.
There's vault on vault fights.
Yes, a lot of
love
vaults
that.
actually disappear because they're all stuck together in the same
Mhm.
vault. They usually just end up killing each other.
Heckin'
Yeah,
bamboo.
Oh yeah, there's also another vault. The experiment was they just gave them a crap ton of guns and seen what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The violence test.
Everybody had a gun, and then the vault director got scared, so she took away all the guns,
Ah.
and then they got the guns back, and
Yeah.
everybody died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called the Gunners.
I like that.
They became a raider camp.
Sounds like America. I love it.
There's also boomers.
The powder keg gang.
Yeah,
or
they
whatever
had
it
too
is.
many explosives, and then they took over an Air Force base, and now they have a plane with explosives.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be what I'm gonna look forward to for
Yeah.
a show. I'm not usually big on live action shows.
It looks good. It doesn't look like that. Excuse me. It doesn't look like that.
Cheap cash in.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I feel like the setting is one where you can understand how they could put a story in there instead of a lot of things that are like,
Because of how open it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's such an open thing you can do whatever. It's not like
Obviously,
you have to put a certain story into it.
with the salamander, that means the EFV virus got released at some point.
I don't know.
Cause, well, I mean, it had a bunch of human fingers in its mouth.
It did. I'm assuming so, but we didn't actually see a super mutant.
We didn't see a super mutant, but that's where a lot of the other like mutants come from.
But that
too.
tells me
Or it could
because
be
the
the
super
start
mutants
of
were
it.
kind of later on when the Master came around.
Yeah.
Which is a deep Fallout thing. I could make a Fallout podcast if I wanted to. But so it tells me that maybe
Maybe the
we're
Master
looking
might
at
be
the
a villain.
range of around Vault 76 when it was like only
Just
50 or like 100 years past
Yeah,
the
so you
vault.
had actual just radiation mutated creatures and stuff.
Could the first episode of the Fallout podcast be about the Fallout cookbook, and when we just make things in the Fallout cookbook?
That would be great. I've been wanting to make stuff out of that cookbook. It looks good. I want to make Nuka-Cola.
Yeah, we just make videos based on that.
Yeah,
But yeah, in short, yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm really excited. So, what else we got to talk about?
You know what we could have done to make it even better
What?
is just give Henry Cavill like a bunch of the games. Like, we need you to make this faithful.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Fallout fan somewhere.
He's a big nerd, so he probably is.
Probably. Hey, Weez.
Yeah,
You have something that you did.
I did.
That has nobody else has done yet. You watched Indiana Jones and the Dial
Watched-
of Destiny.
I watched the new Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have done that yet.
I had no interest. The first
They
3
released
movies is
another
all I
Indiana
need.
Jones.
Yeah, they released another.
I
Indiana
have
Jones.
not
Wow.
seen
I don't know.
Refrigerator Jones, but
What?
I have seen all the,
The
other
Crystal
ones.
Skull
Yeah.
with a giant ant.
Basically,
Oh.
what I heard, Dial of Destiny is scared old man is confused why he's there.
Kind of. It's like
Han
Kinda-
Solo dies, gets sent to this world. Like,
there's
what?
nothing
What? Why am I here?
bad
Where's
about
Chewie?
Where's Chewbacca? I thought I
Indiana
died.
Jones, but there's nothing great about
Didn't
it
he
either.
just get sidelined as the main character?
No, he's pretty much the main character,
They
but
should have just
Was
CGI'd his old head.
not a
on
ton
new
happens.
person's
Like
body.
I don't know, it's just less interesting than the earlier ones. The
Yeah.
like the beginning of the movie is when he's young, and that's actually kind of cool. And it has this whole like train thing where he's like fighting Nazis and stuff.
They'd done something like what they did with Solo instead for the new Indiana Jones. No.
It's just
It's like
Harrison Ford.
so the beginning is like a
I'm saying if they
backstory.
did.
oh, if they
Yeah,
did.
if they did.
I don't know. it
The
could be
beginning
better.
is like a backstory to the main story that's happening, and yeah, it's all right. He goes back in time, and yeah,
See,
the
that,
villain's kind of cool.
that seems a little too far fetched for Indiana Jones. Kind of like the aliens in the last movie before
Yeah.
that. Like it's always been that. Yeah, there's the legends,
There were
and here,
aliens in Indiana Jones.
here's what
the
like.
Crystal Skull.
Refrigerator Jones.
Did you ever watch Crystal Skull? The ants,
A
Shia
while
LaBeouf,
ago.
He escapes a nuclear blast in a refrigerator. That's all I know
Yeah.
about it.
and then there's a
Yeah.
reference to it in New Vegas.
Yeah,
Cannot
Wait a
escape
second,
the
New
nuclear
Vegas came
blast.
out in like what, 2010?
Yeah.
It was a lead line.
That
How
does
old
not
is
matter.
Crystal Skull?
You
Old.
cannot survive that.
Yep.
hey, that's how I felt when we were watching Batman.
Wait,
But,
when did Crystal Skull come out?
Like to me, like the first 3
1998.
movies, even though they were fantastical with a lot of stuff, they were still grounded.
Yeah.
And it seems like the last 2 movies kind of just tossed that.
I
out
think
the
the
window.
the things that I love the most about the Indiana Jones is that the searching for
So what's the year, Boom?
The Crystal Skull came out in 2008.
How do you feel?
Old,
that's pretty recent.
How old were you in
The-
2008?
pretty recent.
He was Little Boom.
Little Boom.
That was almost
Wait.
15 years ago.
Oh.
You were 10.
It's 2023, bud.
No wonder Harrison Ford is old and scared in this movie. My God,
He is.
He was old in Crystal Skull.
Dang. Yeah, anyway.
Wait, how old is Harrison Ford?
He's like 70, almost 80, I think.
Almost 80. He's in an
Yeah.
action film.
I know, it's wild. It is funny. He like moves old. You can just tell. There's like scenes where
This
he like
man is 81 years old.
yeah.
Let him
He's
retire.
But it was just like I don't know. It was
What
fine.
the heck?
Hey,
There's
man,
just
Disney
nothing,
gotta
like,
make money. Mouse got to keep on going.
Incredible about it. It was just fine. There's like the dial of destiny, which points to rifts into. There's just rifts in the sky sometimes that lead
Is
you
this Fortnite?
to a different kind of to
Are
different
we
like
rift
time.
into the zone, boys?
So-
Is
Why the
1,000-foot tall
old Indiana
Eminem
Jones
just
movie?
gonna show
So-
up?
Oh gosh. The dial itself doesn't do anything. It just points to where the rift is. And it was all this set up by this guy who created the thing so that people would come from the past during this one battle in ancient history where the Romans attacked to save them. And instead they just got Indiana Jones and a couple of
That
Nazis.
sounds like a really terrible plot. Not gonna lie, that sounds horrible and lazy. I'm going
Yeah.
to just breach reality in hopes that reinforcements show up.
Well, he was
Yeah,
planning-
we died.
He was planning on it. He was planning on the main villain was planning on going back to World War II, killing Hitler, taking his place, and not making the mistakes Hitler did to take over the world. That's like his goal.
Step 1: don't take over the world.
So that's what he was gonna do, and then it messed up, and then they got sent to ancient times,
I think Step
and
one
then
was
Indiana
Wait,
Jones
no.
was like, "I want to stay here," and his goddaughter's like, "No," and knocks him out and takes him home.
That sounds horrible. That
Well,
sounds like the
it's-
weakest plot
Why would
ever.
Indiana Jones want to stay there?
I don't know. He was old, and he
That's
he divorced his wife and was
that
like,
is, he's like 80 years
this is
old.
history.
Rome,
Didn't they also?
ancient Rome.
Didn't they also kill off his son?
yeah, his son died.
Yeah, when the whole point was originally going to be the sequels were going to be his son. Like they were. I
Yeah.
remember them being like, we're gonna just let eventually Indiana Jones retire, It was just basically to pass the mantle down the family.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Now,
cool idea. Like,
if he
yeah,
had-
we're treasure hunters.
If he had gone in time and saved his son, that would have been different. But instead,
That's-
he goes
Yeah,
in time
that
and
would
tries
have
to
been a
stay
whole
in
thing. Like,
Rome.
I have a way to save my son.
That is what
Yeet.
he
I would have
wanted
seen
to
an
do.
80-year-old man do that.
Yeah.
Like, if I was 80 years old and I was like, I can save my son, yeah, I'm going back in time. I don't care if I'm 80 and can barely pee without any help. I'm saving my son.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford must have like a really bad gambling addiction. He has made a TV show or movie
The Fords.
every single year, starting in 1966 to 2023.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
This man
He's a worker.
is a machine.
He likes acting, I guess.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Pretty wild.
I have never seen this extensive of just like a solid list of things
I think
people
Clint
do.
Eastwood's got something similar.
Probably.
He's been
Clint
acting.
Eastwood is old as dirt, too.
Yeah, like there's a show I've watched a little bit of this from way back in the 50s called Rawhide. And
Yeah,
he was
he's
the
in that.
main character.
Yeah, and he's still acting today. It's like, whoa there,
Oh, yeah.
buddy.
He makes his own movies now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just was like, I climbed the ladder. I'm a director now. No, you can't do it. Give me the director's chair.
I'm directing and acting. There's not blanks in this one.
All right, and the next thing, same thing with Wheeze. Wheeze did this. You've been playing Batman Arkham Asylum.
It's the first Batman of
I
the
would play that too. Actually.
Batman games.
Have you?
Really?
Yeah.
I also saw that I think it was
McSnazzy, he's been playing the new one.
Gelatinous Sugar is his name now.
He's been playing the new Batman, Arkham,
Ozzy.
uh,
City?
Arkham City.
Yeah,
Knights?
Warner.
Or has he been playing Arkham Knights?
I think Arkham City. I don't know. Whatever the newest one is. I
Humble
think it's
Bundle
that one.
had a sale of the Warner Bros. So it's for $25 about all the.
Yeah, Epic had
Yeah,
all the
I got
games on
I got
for
the
like
trilogy
$2
on
something,
PlayStation for $5, $6.
Nice.
So it's really cool. It like really holds up. It's a 2009 game,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
Really good. I
it's
like it.
really holds up well. The story
Hey, it's 1
is-
year newer than the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, and you're still old.
The
I am still
story
old.
is super cool. They don't do video game stories like for superheroes anymore because they're all
No.
big budget
Yeah.
nonsense. But like you're just in Arkham Asylum on this island, and you're
beating up
just
people.
going through it and the beginning especially is cool because the Joker like plans all this out.
Yep.
So as you're going through the levels, you feel like the Joker planned out every single thing that you do.
Oh, that's cool.
And so
Pretty
it's
much did.
it takes the video game aspect of here's your mission, here's what this happens. Oh, this person's in trouble. You have to save this thing. And then builds it into the story so well because it's like the Joker just spray paints arrows where you're supposed to go. He leaves these little gift like boxes that explode and there's these Joker teeth rattling on the ground.
Yeah.
Like everywhere that you go. And so it's like everything you do, the Joker's just planning it out and watching it happen. It's really cool. And then just I don't know, it's crazy for how old of a game it is, like how much it's influenced video games to come. Like
Yeah.
the combat system is what every video game, like new video
Oh,
game
that style.
uses for
I played a little bit of the
superhero
third game. I
games.
think it was Arkham City.
Yeah.
The one with you where you could use the Batmobile and like,
Yeah.
travel around the city. I played a little bit of that and that was super fun.
Yeah.
Like just you actually felt like you're being Batman,
Mhm.
which is
I am.
odd for superhero games.
Yeah.
But the only other one that really has done that is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is hard to do as well.
Batman's like the most relatable character.
Yeah.
Because he's just a normal dude with money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He's also like in this game, especially the way he walks is like Batman, like how he's kind of like slow.
Yeah.
And then when you run, he also runs like kind of like old Batman, where he has like really awkward movements
really?
he's got
Awkward,
such
yeah.
like a massive suit on.
That's cool.
It's really funny. And then you're kind of stealthy, but you're also just beefy and
Yeah.
just like I don't know. It's great. It's really funny. The combos are great. You like if you get a combo of like 5 or 8 or whatever, you can do like a finishing move and he just like takes him down, breaks his arm, just leaves him
Yeah.
there.
The Batman the Arkham Batman games are like they're insane for what
Yeah.
he does to the villains.
I
Like
won't kill
in-
you.
in Arkham City, you just like shoot them with like an air like a smoke gun from the Batmobile and like run people over and stuff like that.
Every time especially in the beginning of the game, I noticed all the animations are the criminals just grabbing their head because you just beat their brain in
Yeah.
with your like
Yeah,
fist and your massive
your
freaking
metal
arm.
plated glove.
Yeah. It's like
They'll give you brain damage.
you're not killing these
Don't worry.
people, but they are not going to be the same people when they
Also,
wake up.
Like Batman has the
might be
spikes
better.
on his
Yep.
glove, right?
Yeah.
Nobody realizes those things actually are blades.
Yeah.
He's like killing people.
There's also at a certain point there's these like insane guys that are like just
Oh yeah,
they
the
try
Joker
to like
mutants.
bite you.
Yeah.
And they're just like completely insane and they like chase after you. And it only takes like one punch to take them down and then you finish them off on the ground, which
Yeah.
is punching their face in.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that, they will continually get up. So you can just sit there, punch the guy down, wait for him to get up, punch him again, wait for him to get up.
Batman, I thought you said you didn't kill people. I don't, but their wounds will.
The brain hemorrhaging. That's what does the trick.
I just like stealthily ziplining behind my opponents. Great.
Yeah.
In Arkham City, you could like interrogate people by like hitting them with a grappling hook and then like just hanging them off of buildings until they talk.
That's great.
It's just like, tell me.
One of the things that I like about like the game too, instead of like the movies, is that it takes a lot from the comics. So a lot of the like stuff that happens, like Joker. One thing that a lot of movies don't have about the Joker is him flip-flopping of what he's gonna do and like his weird like gags and stuff that he does all the time.
Yeah.
There's a part in the game where he has these people strapped to a bomb and it's like you have 2 minutes to defuse it. And I like figured out the puzzle and he just kept going like 1 minute and there's like 10 seconds and I finally got to it and then he was like, I'm just kidding. And,
What?
and the box is just like a big punching glove that like goes up to like punch Batman. He dodges it.
Wow.
And stuff like that the Joker goes back and forth between you're just seeing bodies like as you're walking through the
Dude,
thing.
just harmless.
Shoot,
Yeah.
just
jokes.
like here's a harmless prank. And that's
then Joker's the epitome of he nuked well in Justice Universe, he
is the cat of
nuked
evil.
Metropolis. And then when Batman or when Superman asked him why, he's like, well, it was funny.
yeah.
I thought it'd be
cat
a
of
good
evil.
joke to kill your family.
I love it.
Yeah, that's I love the like the thing about the Joker of him being like so crazy that the difference between killing someone and not killing someone isn't a big deal to him.
Yeah.
So like you don't really know what he's gonna do. A lot of the movies, like the Christopher Nolan movie, the Joker is a really interesting character,
Yeah.
but he's not like
I liked him. Sorry, not to.
Yeah.
I liked him, but I would have liked him as his own villain.
Yeah.
Like if that was a totally independent superhero movie that somebody was just like, I'm gonna make a superhero
Yeah.
movie, it would have been fantastic.
yeah, but he's not like the Joker who's all like, here's a gun and then it goes pow instead of like actually a real gun.
Right.
That's why the truest Batman movie is the Lego Batman because it's the one that has like. everyone,
It is.
basically
It's
everyone.
the best. It's the best Batman movie. I've watched the
I don't know.
Christopher Nolan
It's the one
trilogy.
that's closest to the comics.
I've watched the Christopher Nolan
The
trilogy.
animated ones are the ones that are closest. To
Well,
comics.
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously
Those are the best Batman ones.
they are. Or the TV shows, the old Batman.
The
TV
animated
shows,
series
they-
is the best Batman.
Yeah.
1960s is the most true Batman.
Oh yeah, when he's surfing and
Yeah. Gee Willikers, Batman.
It's my Bat-Kini.
They should. They should make a Batman game off of that Batman.
Yeah.
Just like doing stupid detective stuff.
The Arkham games lead up to the Batman Who Laughs, remember it? Because as he goes on, he keeps on taking more of the Joker.
No,
No, that's not.
well,
Because
kind of,
Joker ends up in Batman.
but they don't plan it that way.
No.
But
No, because
basically,
those games came out
before
before
the Batman
that. Because that's a fairly
But
new line, isn't it?
theoretically, kind of like he does become the Joker,
Yeah.
but like yeah, it's weird.
Sorry for
Oh.
spoiling it, Wheeze.
No, no.
I mean, it's a 10-year-old franchise.
Loser.
Anywho,
I'll forget it by the time I get to it. It's
Probably
so
you
long.
got 2 or 3 games.
This game is super long, and I
You got
know
2 more
sequels just always get longer.
They do.
so-
You got you got Batman Origins, and then you got Arkham City.
I don't have Batman Origins because that game doesn't exist on new consoles.
The Batmobile
Seriously?
fight
No.
scenes are gonna
That's
make
weird.
you upset.
Anyways, we do have something. else to
Batman
talk
Origins
about.
is also a different studio.
Just
It's
get
not
on your
the same.
Oh yeah, it is. What am I thinking? Batman Origins? I'm pretty sure I am. Oh,
Yeah, Batman Origins was one of the games that's in the thing, but it's not the same studio, so it's different rights and stuff. So
Just
they
get it
don't
on your laptop,
they don't
your
have it
other
in the
one, the
trilogy.
Windows
Yeah.
one. You should be able to play it because it's an older
Yeah.
game.
So,
Probably.
Pyrolus,
Yes.
you you wanted to talk about how Enlisted updated?
Yeah, they updated Unlisted, which is a game that's free on it's from the same people that make War Thunder, Gaijin.
Okay.
It's
How'd they
really
update it?
they've changed everything. Like before you chose where you could fight like the Battle of Berlin or
Okay, sure. They had like maps, like
Yeah.
Battlefield.
They removed the map selection. It is now
Interesting.
faction selection. So now you choose who you want to play as, the Russians, Americans, Germans, or the Italians.
Okay.
And because they did that, like each map area had its own progression bar.
Yeah.
The
Oh, so
progression
they did like the old Battlefield games and stuff.
the
Yeah.
progression is gone.
Interesting.
So everything's just jumbled together now. I'm not sure if I like it because they did it mid game, basically.
Yeah,
they
they didn't
do-
like finish a season or something like that.
Yeah.
Are they doing basically now the map is determined by like paired up factions or something
Yeah.
fighting each other to make
Oh,
it like
kind of like
historical?
how For Honor is or was.
They
What?
should have had Eminem do a concert in the middle of the battlefield
Yeah.
and then
Okay, I
release the
played that
update.
with some friends and like because they had me get on while it was going. And I'm like, what am I looking? At first, it's like, oh, cool, it's just an Eminem concert, and then it's like the concert breaks apart and it's
Yeah.
1,000 foot tall Eminem. I'm like, what am I looking
I
at?
watched that trailer thing. I was like, this is the lamest thing I've ever seen.
Wait, who'd you play with that had you do that?
Uh, the tall guy.
Oh, Grim?
Yeah,
Oh. You guys didn't invite me.
I was just on playing by myself, and then they're like, hey, here's the thing.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
Enlisted's made by the same company as War Thunder.
Yeah, that's
So
what
they do like realistic,
Yeah, it's very
like
realistic.
war
World War II.
thing is their thing.
Like, yeah, no, it was
That's cool.
progression. Like, it was the different battles. Like, you had the Okinawa Islands, stuff like that. And, like, each faction had its progression. Like, the Okinawa's Japan versus the American.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, like, your squads were only Marine based because that's who was over there.
Okay.
And, like, the Battle of Berlin was only USSR versus Germany.
Right.
And you, like, each one was progressed. So, like, the US of this map was different from the US of this map. You had
Because there's different units and
different
stuff like
units.
that.
So like on the Battle of was it Berlin? I think I had the U.S. No, Normandy. Normandy had the U.S. and that was the army.
Yeah.
They had like I had him. That was my most played one. So I had him unlocked to the anti-tank gunners. So I had like the grenade launcher that could blow up the tanks.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't have that for the Japanese Marines ones.
Yeah.
Now it's
Now
same
it's-
across the
now
board.
it's
same across.
class-based.
Yeah, so now it collapsed. So I can, like, if the map is Japan, I can now use my guys from Normandy.
That's kind of that makes more
Kinda
sense
odd.
for like player progression.
It would have made sense if they did it at first.
Yes.
But doing it how they're doing it now,
it's always
really
going to be
weird.
difficult
Yeah.
because
Or-
people got used to one way.
Or do two different modes. Do
Mhm.
historical mode and then just free play or something.
Well,
like
they
that.
also changed how you unlock the weapons now. Before it was as you progress and you level up your each individual squads, because when you use a squad, you level them up through fighting and stuff.
Sure.
You could unlock for your squads, you unlock like perks and stuff, and the progression, like how many times you play the game in general with what team is how you unlock the weapons.
Mhm.
Now it's you have to use the squad and use the certain weapon and then unlock it through tiers, like how how War Thunder has like the plane, so you use a certain plane and you can unlock the next tier.
Gotcha.
So they changed the entire weapon unlocking system as well,
Mhm.
and I don't like that they did that because one, I was used to the old system. Two, I like the old system better because it didn't force you to use a specific weapon.
yeah.
You just went through the game and just progressed through. So now you have to unlock different iterations of the firearms, which I don't know what that means for my guys that have the upgraded firearms,
Right.
and I now have to get to that tier level.
That is interesting. It seems a little odd how to do a progression system.
So it's very weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but it did update. It's a cool game. I like it. I'm just gonna get used to it again.
Right. That's with most games. Speaking of updates that I hate and that I'm trying to navigate through right now because I lost my
Discord.
notes. Freaking Discord
It
updated.
updated mid, not mid podcast, but right.
Yeah,
before
this is
we-
breaking news. Well, obviously it
Yeah.
won't be once this releases because this releases on Saturday.
It's
but
normal for me.
Shut up.
Like, as
You're
soon as-
using the web app.
No, I'm
Oh
using it
wait,
my
no, on your
phone.
phone, yeah. But no, updated. It literally broke my phone during work.
Dang.
Yeah, I couldn't use it at all. I was trying to like Discord
Mm.
like Pyrolis and stuff and figure out like what we're doing, and yeah, it's weird.
They just updated right before you did the start of the podcast.
Yeah, now
and
it's
I don't
more
like
like a
it.
message system.
I don't like that.
like it.
I like how the old Discord app was.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, as you know, if you enjoy it, we can't have it.
I don't like how it automatically updates
Sure.
either. That's what really annoys me. It doesn't go through Play Store. It just updates. because it
Discord
can.
seems like one of those kind of things that it would like have templates where it's like, here,
Yeah.
just have this or this.
When it
whatever works
updates, it
best
should
Yeah.
for
also
you.
be like, this is our new thing and show you how to use it. Or say, like, do you want to go to the old one or do you want to
Yeah,
keep the new one or
Even
whatever?
Windows 10 did that. Like when you updated from Windows 8 to Windows 10, it would be like, this is how you can either use it like Windows 8 or you can just use it as Windows 10.
yeah,
Same with Windows 11, they do that because they changed a little bit from 11
Yeah, right.
to 10 11.
yeah. It's definitely weird.
The idea of intuitive design is something that is not like stressed hard enough in stuff like this.
No.
Like,
No, developers.
it needs to be intuitive where you're like, this makes sense that you would do this to get to this.
Yeah.
And it's just not. Like, you try to use an iPhone these days, it's
Man,
freaking
We're
ridiculous.
talking about the same world where companies like, we're going to look intelligent, black and white logo.
Yeah.
Discord made so much sense right before the update because it's like I just scroll through like my servers,
Yep.
chat button, there's all my people.
Yep.
Now I have to go through the bottom, click chat, and now it's the chat people. And it's
Well,
different
it's
from
like,
the servers. So now
You
servers and
can't
chat
even
are
go to the
separate.
bottom. You have to slide right,
Yeah.
which then activates all of your servers
Yep.
and stuff. They're not just always there. But if you want to go to direct messaging, you have to go to messages.
Yep.
And then the messages, it used to be like a lot smaller, which
Yeah.
was easier to like scroll through your list. And now I have to scroll like all the way down if I want to talk to somebody I haven't talked to in a little bit.
I liked being able to look at like my current chat as well as the servers and the people.
Yeah, same.
I don't get what prompts them to do this because it's Discord's never looked like this and I don't like it at all. I like being able to look at who else I can talk to as well as my current chat.
Yeah. And now it's like they have this thing like it used to be like if you swiped right, you could go to like your like notifications and stuff
Yeah.
like that and like what was going on in the server. Nope, now if you swipe right, it just like replies to the message that you swiped right on.
I don't like that.
So now I've almost replied to like 5 different messages because I'm just trying to like swipe over and stuff.
Mhm.
And the only good part is now the theme that I had on my computer, the color theme is now on my app.
I was able to do that before though.
Same.
Like the color theme was already on my phone.
Mine was broken, but mine's now not broken. But also, it's also been broken for a while because it won't notify me of messages. So
Nice.
I don't know.
Hear me out. Bring back, what was the thing before that? Overwolf or whatever it was.
Hear me out. Let's just go back to Gmail. Use that as our message.
Yeah.
Remember when we used Gmail?
Those are the good old days. I love video calling, voice chatting over Gmail. It was amazing. You could do that, by the way.
Barely, but yeah, you could. do
Google
that.
Hangouts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hangouts are insane.
Hey, buddy, you want to call and hang out real quick while we play Halo Combat Evolved on the computer? I just torrented it. You send your friend a copy, then you can go to Gmail. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. Besides for that, I don't have a lot else to talk about. Anybody else got anything?
Nope.
We've
Think
had a
that's
pretty
it.
eventful podcast.
I think so. What we're at like an hour and 40ish minutes.
Yeah, like we talked pretty consistently. This was a good episode, boys.
Yeah,
We
That's
did
a
it.
pod.
good job, everybody. Well, hopefully you liked this episode. If you did not, definitely tell us. I'm sure you will. Most people do.
Yeah.
If you did like this episode, though, please also tell us and rate the show. Share it with your friends, your worst enemies. I don't know, whoever you talk to the most.
Give it to anybody and everybody.
Anybody.
Like AIDS.
You can always find us on Spotify, Amazon,
Anywhere
Apple,
podcasts can
anywhere
pass.
podcasts are. You can find us on x.com, the official site, not the porn site. That's a different site.
That's excellent.
That's what I keep thinking that you're referencing.
Same. And see, I can't make the joke that we're on a porn site anymore because now we are just on x.com. It's messed up.
I honestly
Um,
don't know what he was doing with the name change.
I don't
Because
know.
now everyone just calls it like Twitter or Twitter X.
I still call it
People-
Twitter.
yeah.
I don't care. I'm still gonna call
I
it
call
Twitter.
it Twitter.
All the
Um,
like news sites say X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I said earlier in the podcast, you can find us on x.com/Twitter at TalkBaka. You can email us directly at askbakatalk@gmail.com and just reply with whatever you want. Send us, I don't know, Ramen, what do you want us to send? What do you want them to send us?
Just a freaking email.
He's lonely
Right.
there.
Here's one. Has any anime ever gave you PTSD? I want to know because I need to find a support group now.
I have a lot of anime has given me PTSD.
Oh, yeah, same.
I think we talked about like Cyberpunk, for example.
Yeah.
I watched that right before basic training, and that messed me up through basic training still.
You know what was a problem? And a very short tidbit before we finish this off. I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners about 6 months after it came out.
Yeah.
It was during the craze of all the VTubers wanting to do the cover of I Want to Stay at Your House.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
I would just be
So it was
scrolling through
everywhere.
YouTube shorts and every VTuber would be singing that song.
You
And I
just
hear I'm
cry.
just like crying.
Yeah.
I hear it now. It's like, hold on, I gotta stop, pull over, and shoot a couple gang people.
Oh, and then of course, I finally get the game like a year after I watch Edge Runners. And I get in the car. The first freaking song that's
Dude.
playing.
Whenever that song plays when I'm gaming, I just want to cry.
Yeah.
I don't even do the mission anymore. I just keep on driving. Like, I'm
Just
not getting out of
crying
this
through
car
the
yet.
city. Yeah. But anyways, like I said, hope you liked this episode. We're always going to be doing this for now and until the future,
For eternity.
until my gang leaves me.
1,000 seasons. 1,000 seasons, boom, 1,000.
Bye.
And with that, we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sai Kunguru.
Goodbye, everybody. Forever.